Hi, my name's Kenny Wilson. I'm from Nakando, although I now stay in Craigellachie. I'm a Scottish International road and cross-country runner. I compete for the Murray Roadrunners all year round, and I have PBs of 30 minutes and 22 seconds for 10k, 49 minutes and 43 seconds for 10 mile, 64 minutes and 55 seconds for a half marathon. My debut marathon in Frankfurt, I ran it in 2 hours and 22 minutes and 39 seconds. So my running started at Nakando Primary School. Marjorie Swinton, who done sport with us there, started an athletics club and encouraged me to go along. I wasn't the most naturally talented at sports, but I think she spotted I could do long distance running okay. We started going along to some local races. I was always really nervous when I was younger going to races, so it was great to have that encouragement, and the more I went along, the more I improved. And I moved on to Carol Sims training group at the Murray Roadrunners. There was a really good group of junior endurance runners there, so great to train with them. And again, slowly improved. Won a few North of Scotland junior races. But to be honest, I probably didn't apply myself enough at that age out with the training group. So I didn't have much success down in the south of Scotland in the main championship races. So I went away and played football for a few years, and decided I wanted to come back to running in my early 20s. Carol agreed to coach me again along with her husband George, so having them train me has been great. They come up with my training plan, we discuss the training plans, decide what's going to be the best option, and once they set the plan, I go out and do it. So it's all my success is down to their coaching, and just listening to them. So I'm very grateful to them for helping me out. The thing that inspires me in running is just to see how far I can take it. We're still improving all the time. We're bringing our PBs down each year. I've recently moved up to marathon as part of that Scottish Marathon project, so we're really focusing on that one. And it's just seeing how quick I can run. I enjoy being in really hard races with good competition. You get a real buzz from it, so always looking to get into great running fields. The athletes that inspire me the most in athletics are Callum and Derek Hawkins. They both ran the Olympic marathon at Rio in 2016. I really like the way they run races. They're not afraid to put themselves out there, and it's a really impressive thing to be able to do in the marathon because it's such a long distance. You never know what can happen. They're really leading the way for marathon running in Scotland, so showing us what's all possible with hard work and commitment to running. So definitely athletes I look up to. And as a junior, it was actually their brother Scott Hawkins that I looked up to. He was a great junior runner, and he was always the one winning the races as a junior. I was always the same age group as him going up. So the three Hawkins brothers are the ones that inspire me. My biggest sporting achievement was being picked for the Scotland team for the first ever Commonwealth Half Marathon Championships in Cardiff in 2018. It was the first real major event I'd been picked for. So great to compete against a lot of the top athletes in the Commonwealth. Amazing atmosphere, great crowds around the streets of Cardiff. I think I finished 25th. It was quite early in my half marathon career. I finished in 66 minutes and 58 seconds, which at the time was a PB. So looking to work hard and try and get picked for races like that in the future. My other highlight was just this year. It was in a local race. I got my half marathon PB down to 64 minutes and 55 seconds, and had a great race with Robbie Simpson, who won bronze in the Commonwealth Games marathon. So great to be racing with him. We pushed each other a lot in that race, and I got a time that it was a career target to go sub 65, so amazing to get that time and to win that race. So that's been my two greatest achievements. So the best event I've competed at is probably the Armagh 5K. It's in Northern Ireland, and it's in a town pretty much the size of Elgin, but they bring all the top 5K athletes from around Europe, and the race I was in at the time set the world record for the most people to run under 15 minutes for 5K. So I think there was 93 of us went under 15 minutes for 5K. It's around a 1 kilometre loop. It's in the dark in a February evening, and yeah, crowds all the way around the loop. Amazing atmosphere again, and the joke is it's the Armagh train, because pretty much from first place to last place there's no gaps in the field. It's it's so much people packed in together, so it's probably the most fun race I've done. So yeah, we've been bringing you the Active Skills workouts. I've been doing a lot of training along with you guys in our homes. Out with those workouts, I've still been able to get out running. The lockdown came at a strange time. I was targeting the London Marathon, so I was in probably the best shape I've ever been in. So at the start of lockdown, I PB'd my 10k time on a grass loop. I ran sub 30, so I know in the future I can do that in a race. We eased off training a little bit for a while because it's so long until we'll be competing again. We want to peak at the right time. So we eased back and for a few weeks, and I've slowly added in some sessions again, some hill reps, some tempo runs, and some speed work as well. An average training week for me is probably 90 miles a week in marathon training. I also work full time, so it's hard to get any more miles than that in. So it's a good balance for me. 90 miles on a Monday. I'll probably do a 10-mile easy run, maybe 6:30 miling. Tuesdays usually efforts, so we might do 24 400 meter reps with short recovery, or 8 times a mile with 60 seconds recovery between each. Wednesday, a steady 10 to 12 mile run, usually about 5:40 miling, 5:30, 5:40 miling. And then Thursday we'll do fartlek, which is mixing fast and slow. So we'll do a bit of that, maybe some longer tempos, getting down to race pace, low 5-minute miling. And Friday, I'll probably just do an easy run. So every so often I'll use Friday as a day off if I'm feeling tired and need a bit more recovery. And Saturday, again, a steady run, maybe 10 to 12 miles. And for me nowadays, a Sunday's a big training session. We do 20 to 24 miles usually, with things like 6 times 2 mile efforts in the middle of it, or 5 times 3 mile efforts, and we do 1 mile float. So the efforts maybe at 5:15 a mile, which is my target marathon pace, and the floats maybe 5:45 a mile. So yeah, I enjoy training. I like pushing myself hard all the time, and yeah, seeing what rewards we can get afterwards. So my main aims and ambitions for the future, a few different sides to it. From a performance side, it's improving the marathon. The marathon was always the event that I wanted to go to. So first stage is getting below the 2 hours and 20, which I definitely think I'm capable of at the moment. And then from there, it's really pushing it over the next few years to see how far we can take it. I'll put it out there, I'd love to run a 2 hours and 15 marathon, as that would get me into sort of the same kind of group as some of the top Scottish marathon runners in history. So it'd be great to try and get into that sort of area. Another aim is a sub 30 10k. That's a big target for a lot of runners. So hopefully we'll get the opportunity to get that 10k time as well. And from the other side of running, I always hope to try and inspire the next generation of runners in Moray. So it's always great to see the juniors doing well in their running as well. I hope I can set a good example to them and be someone that they can, if they see me, come and ask me a question if you're not sure. I'm always happy to help fellow athletes, and hopefully we can get a few more marathon runners in Moray.